Imagine you're sitting in a dimly lit room in 1920s America. A young Indian Swami with penetrating eyes and flowing hair has just arrived from the Himalayas. He's about to reveal an ancient secret that will change how millions understand their lives. This isn't just philosophy, it's the operating manual for human existence. Today we're diving deep into one of the most profound yet misunderstood spiritual laws ever taught. The law of karma as revealed by Paramahansa Yogananda, the man who brought yoga and meditation to the West. The cosmic court. How does God run this universe? Yogananda would ask his students at the Self-Realization Fellowship headquarters in Los Angeles. The answer he gave was startling in its precision. Through an automated system of perfect justice called karma. But here's what most people get wrong. Karma isn't punishment. It's education. In his masterwork, Autobiography of a Yogi, published in 1946, Yogananda describes karma as the eternal assertion of human freedom. Our thoughts, our words, and deeds are the threads of the net which we throw around ourselves. Think about that. We're not victims. We're weavers. The 3 types of karma. But Yogananda went deeper than any Western audience had heard before. In his The Divine Romance, compiled from his talks and published by Self-Realization Fellowship in 1986, he explained that karma operates on 3 distinct levels. Sankita karma, the massive reservoir of accumulated actions from all our past lives, like an enormous cosmic bank account of causes we've set in motion. Prarabdha karma, the specific portion of that reservoir that has ripened and is bearing fruit in this current lifetime. Yogananda called this the karma that is ripe and ready to be experienced. Kriyamana karma, the fresh karma we're creating right now in this very moment with every thought, word, and action. Here's where it gets fascinating. In Man's Eternal Quest, Self-Realization Fellowship, 1975, Yogananda shared something radical. You are not bound by any karma except that karma which you yourself are continuously creating by wrong thoughts, wrong feelings, and wrong actions. The story of the 2 seeds. Let me tell you a story Yogananda often shared with his disciples. 2 seeds lay in the earth. One seed said, I'm afraid to push up through the soil. What if I encounter rocks? What if the sun burns me? What if someone steps on me? So it stayed buried, eventually rotting away. The second seed said, I don't know what's up there, but I'm going to grow anyway. It pushed through darkness, broke through hard earth, and became a magnificent tree that gave shade and fruit to thousands. That second seed, Yogananda would say, understood karma. It didn't deny the rocks or the challenges. It simply chose to grow anyway. This is found in his collected talks in The Divine Romance, where he emphasizes that karma isn't about passive acceptance. It's about conscious choice. The burning warehouse. But here's where Yogananda's teaching becomes truly revolutionary. Most spiritual teachers tell you that karma must be endured, must be burned through, like a debt paid penny by penny. Yogananda said, that's the slow way. In God Talks with Arjuna, the Bhagavad Gita, his 2-volume commentary published by Self-Realization Fellowship in 1995, he reveals what he called the lightning method, how to neutralize massive amounts of karma almost instantaneously. Imagine you own a warehouse filled with straw. That's your accumulated karma. The ordinary method is to remove it straw by straw, bundle by bundle over countless lifetimes. This is the path of slow spiritual evolution. But Yogananda said, why not simply burn the warehouse down in the fire of wisdom and devotion? He taught specific meditation techniques, particularly Kriya Yoga, that could accelerate spiritual evolution at breathtaking speed. In Autobiography of a Yogi, he quotes his guru, a Kriya Yogi mentally directs his life energy to revolve, upward and downward around the 6 spinal centers. 1,000 Kriya practiced in 8.5 hours gives the yogi, in one day, the equivalent of 1,000 years of natural evolution. The shocking truth about bad karma. Now stay with me because this next part changed thousands of lives. A wealthy businessman once came to Yogananda in despair. He'd lost everything, his fortune, his family, his health. Master, he cried, what terrible karma am I paying for? Yogananda's response, recorded in Journey to Self-Realization, Self-Realization Fellowship, 1997, was unexpected. Congratulations. God loves you very much. The man was shocked. Don't you see? Yogananda explained. You had this karma waiting to manifest. It might have taken 10 lifetimes to burn through it slowly, with you growing more attached to material things with each incarnation, moving further from God. Instead, God compressed it all into this single lifetime. You're getting it over with. Now you're free to find Him. This is what Yogananda called accelerated karma. When intense spiritual practice brings karmic consequences to the surface rapidly, not to punish us but to liberate us. The law of non-attachment. But here's the master key Yogananda gave us, found throughout his works but especially emphasized in The Second Coming of Christ, Self-Realization Fellowship 2004. The law of karma operates through attachment. When you perform an action while deeply attached to its fruits, craving success, fearing failure, identifying with the outcome, you bind yourself to that action's consequences. The karmic chains tighten. But when you act with skill, effort, and excellence while remaining inwardly detached from the outcome, offering the action to God, the karmic residue doesn't stick. You're like a lotus leaf that water cannot cling to. He would tell his students, do your best, then leave the rest to God. This isn't spiritual bypassing or laziness. It's the height of wisdom. Work intensely, love completely, give generously, but hold it all lightly. The photograph analogy. Yogananda had a brilliant way of explaining this. In the Yoga of the Bhagavad Gita, Self-Realization Fellowship 2007, he uses the metaphor of a photograph. When you take a photograph, the image is captured on film in an instant. But that film must then be developed in a darkroom, which takes time. Similarly, when you perform an action, the karmic photograph is taken immediately. But it may take years, lifetimes even, for that karma to develop and manifest in your experience. Now here's the liberating part. The karmic film can be destroyed before development. How? Through 3 methods Yogananda prescribed. 1. Deep meditation, dissolving karmic seeds in the superconscious state. 2. Neutralizing action, performing opposite, positive actions that counterbalance negative karma. 3. Divine grace, through surrender and devotion to God. The student's question. A young student once asked Yogananda, as recorded in Man's Eternal Quest, Master, if everything is karma, do we have any free will at all? Yogananda smiled and picked up a piece of chalk. You see this chalk? If I drop it, gravity will pull it down. That's the law. But I have the free will to choose whether to drop it or not. Then he said something profound. You have absolute free will in the spiritual realm. You can choose your attitude, your reactions, your inner state. And those choices create new karma, new causes, that will reshape your entire future. This is the game changer. We're not puppets of past karma. We're co-creators with God, making choices every moment that write our future destiny. The practical path. So how do we actually work with karma in daily life? Yogananda gave specific practical guidance in Living Fearlessly, Self-Realization Fellowship 2014. First, accept what comes without complaint. This isn't passivity, it's wisdom. Complaining about karmic consequences is like getting angry at the thermometer for showing you have a fever. The fever is there regardless. Second, act rightly in the present moment. Don't worry about past mistakes or future consequences. Just do the right thing now. Each right action weakens negative karma and strengthens positive momentum. Third, meditate daily. In the stillness of deep meditation, you touch the realm beyond cause and effect. You drink from the fountain of causeless joy. This, Yogananda taught, is the ultimate karma-destroying technique. Fourth, cultivate even-mindedness. In the Bhagavad Gita commentary, he emphasizes equanimity as the great liberator. When you remain calm and centered in both success and failure, pleasure and pain, you stop creating new karmic bonds. The hospital metaphor. Yogananda would say, this world is God's hospital for souls. We're all here recovering from the diseases of ignorance, delusion, and ego identification. Karma is the medicine. Sometimes bitter, sometimes sweet, but always exactly what we need for healing. The patients who recover fastest aren't those who deny their illness or rage against the treatment. They're the ones who cooperate with the cure, who trust the divine physician, who take their medicine and do the rehabilitation exercises. Those exercises are spiritual practice. The revolutionary promise. Now here's why Yogananda's teaching on karma is so revolutionary, so filled with hope. Traditional Hindu philosophy often presented karma as an almost infinite burden. countless lifetimes of slow evolution, carrying the weight of innumerable past actions. Could seem overwhelming, even hopeless. Yogananda changed the equation. In Autobiography of a Yogi, he demonstrated through his own life and the lives of his guru lineage that liberation isn't some distant dream. It's available now, in this lifetime. Through specific techniques, divine grace, and intense practice, the karmic accounts can be settled. He wrote, "The centuries-old yoga technique of concentrating on the spiritual eye has a scientific basis. The cosmic energy that enters the body through the medulla passes to the brain, ready to be directed by man's will. Through the spiritual eye, the yogi can command this energy to change his karma or mode of action, and thus get rid of all bondage to the body." The teacher's final lesson. On March 7, 1952, Paramahansa Yogananda was giving a speech in Los Angeles for the Indian ambassador. He had just finished reciting his poem My India, which ends with the words, "Where Ganges, woods, Himalayan caves and men dream God, I am hallowed, my body touched that sod." At that exact moment he entered Mahasamadhi, a yogi's conscious exit from the body. No disease, no struggle, just a deliberate, peaceful transition. His body showed no signs of decay for 20 days, stunning the mortuary director who documented this phenomenon. This was Yogananda's final teaching on karma. When you've settled your accounts, balanced your books, learned your lessons, you're free to leave whenever you choose. You've mastered the law. You've graduated from God's hospital. Your karmic moment. So here we are, you and I, at the end of this journey through Yogananda's teachings. But really, we're at a beginning. Because right now, in this very moment, you're creating karma. The thoughts moving through your mind, the intentions forming in your heart, the attention you're giving to these ideas, all of it is writing your future. Yogananda would want you to know, you're not a victim of some cosmic punishment system. You're a divine being temporarily experiencing the consequences of your own creative power. And every moment gives you a fresh opportunity to create differently. The question isn't, what karma am I stuck with? The question is, what karma am I creating right now? And the beautiful answer Yogananda lived and taught is this: you can create karma that liberates, karma that uplifts, karma that brings you closer to the divine with every breath. The law of karma isn't a prison. It's a ladder to the stars. Your karmic moment. So here we are, you and I, at the end of this journey through Yogananda's teachings. But really, we're at a beginning. Because right now, in this very moment, you're creating karma. The thoughts moving through your mind, the intentions forming in your heart, the attention you're giving to these ideas, all of it is writing your future. Yogananda would want you to know, you're not a victim of some cosmic punishment system. You're a divine being temporarily experiencing the consequences of your own creative power. And every moment gives you a fresh opportunity to create differently. The question isn't, what karma am I stuck with? The question is, what karma am I creating right now? And the beautiful answer Yogananda lived and taught is this: you can create karma that liberates, karma that uplifts, karma that brings you closer to the divine with every breath. The law of karma isn't a prison. It's a ladder to the stars. Paramahansa Yogananda spent his life translating ancient Eastern wisdom into practical Western terms. His teachings on karma, found in Autobiography of a Yogi, the Bhagavad Gita commentary, and numerous other books published by Self-Realization Fellowship, offer us something precious: a roadmap from bondage to freedom. Not through denial of karma, but through understanding it. Not through fear of consequences, but through wise action in the present. Not through endless struggle, but through divine grace met with human effort. The warehouse is burning. The karmic accounts are settling. And somewhere, perhaps, a young soul is hearing these teachings for the first time and realizing, I am free. I have always been free. And now finally I know it.